What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Miki will be here in a few moments, so we're just gonna play some Hunter Rank for you guys. And I forgot to turn down the sound. Okay. That's actually not bad. No, we'll leave it there. It's not bad. Let's see if I can post a stream on Discord before the match starts. I don't know what's up with the thumbnail for the stream. I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm just gonna ignore the thumbnail. Oh yes, me and thumbnails. Don't do a good job at it. You woke up early for this? Welcome to the stream, Oreo lover. So weird saying that as a name, but okay. It's 6 a.m. You woke up on 11? Holy crap, that's early. That is early, my friends. 2 a.m.? Jeez, you guys are waking up early. Well, are you living in Europe or in Asia? I think in Asia it's morning right now. It's so weird how the world works, but that's how the world works, I guess. You need my help? People keep telling you that Dream Witch isn't broken because she's hard and you should just learn how to play against her. That is not how it works. You don't just learn how to play against Dream Witch. That is not how it works at all. Because the thing about Dream Witch is Dream Witch will leave servants at your ciphers and there is nothing the survivor can do to play against her at that point. Sometimes you'll get unlucky. Sometimes you'll legit get unlucky. Someone will get chaired by your cipher. I need to stop talking. Someone will legit get hit by your cipher. They'll go down by your cipher. And the person will get leeched. And the Dream Witch is going to leave the leech by your cipher. There's nothing you can do about it. There's no counter. You don't just learn how to play against her. So, whoever's telling you that is most certainly wrong. Don't worry about them. They just don't know how to play the game. Or they don't know how the game works, to be more specific. And if their reasoning for Dream Witch not being broken is that she's a difficult hunter to master, then I'm gonna have to throw them out the window because hunters don't deserve to be broken based off how hard they are. That is not how any game should work. Characters shouldn't be more broken depending on how hard they are to use, because the more you use them, the easier it is to just use. It's redundant. Darn. I actually got the rescue. Why is he back here? I suck. I used to be a really good Ripper user, but I'm not as good anymore. I used to be really good at Spider too, but they both kind of fell out the meta and I just stopped using them. Man, Spider and Ripper were my two mains back in the day. That was a long time ago. I think we'll leave him on the ground. I'd rather put the Enchantress on the chair. Plus, the Mercenary got hit 2 times, so he's gonna heal slower than usual. By the way, is the audio okay, guys? I'm playing Hunter, so the sound isn't quite the same. The music's probably extra loud because I'm playing Hunter. Did this guy use a watch? No, he didn't. I could tell because the footsteps weren't appearing in front of him. Yeah, he used a watch now. Unfortunately with Ripper, he has a very slow attack recovery after a miss. So you can't just keep swiping and attacking like you can with Spider. Is the audio alright? Hold up, let me read the chat. The audio's okay? Can you hear me alright though? That's what I want to know. I mean, I assume so. This guy still have a watch, yep. I don't know why people wear the accessory on First Officer. I specifically don't wear it just for that reason. Because it makes it so obvious that you use the watch. Even though I do own it, I got it from a Rankster a long time ago. I mean, actually, was it that long ago? I don't know. All these seasons are just blending in. All of them are the same. Alright. That is game. This poor dude, I can't even give him dungeon because only one cipher was done. Oh yeah, you can't shift the meta because of Dream Witch, exactly. Unless Blood Queen gets eradicated from existence, and Dream Witch gets deleted as well, we're always gonna have the same meta. You have to go Mercenary, Perfumer, First Officer, Gravedigger against Blood Queen. Like, that's a must. You absolutely must go characters that just, sorry, Ivysaur. I see you, it's just, I want to stick with Spider and Infinity. I don't want to feel like he's being ditched for someone else. But the problem is, if you get rid of Blood Queen and Dream Witch, then like survivors will still go the broken survivors if those two characters get deleted. We have a big problem on our hands with this game. Like, it used to be that all these broken hunters were created because of, well, actually it started with Dream Witch. Dream Witch was the first one, but before Dream Witch was Mercenary. Mercenary was like the first biggest threat to the hunter side, when he became meta, and then Dream Witch came out, and then First Officer came out. There was actually a lot of survivors on the survivor side. There was like a long period where there were so many useless survivors that started coming out, like Barmaid and Wildling. There was like a period of just like Barmaid, Embalmer, Post Officer, Postman, First Officer, Postman. There was like this, like First Officer is good, but then Gravekeeper came out, and then First Officer kind of fell out, because why would you play First Officer when Gravekeeper is so much better? There was just a big period of like bad survivors, and then Blood Queen came out, and then no survivor was coming out that could deal with Blood Queen. Like, if it's a Blood Queen, you always have to go the same survivors. If it's a Dream Witch, you have to go the same survivors. You know, I always tell Miki, be careful when you go Prospector, because if it's a Blood Queen, you're dead. You're dead if it's a Blood Queen. I have a recommendation for you Perfumer mains. Don't perfume back if you get hit by the Foggy. Now I'm invisible. Now I have presence. Now I'm way faster. Now I'm probably gonna hit her right here before I get my next Foggy. Of course you could stall me. It doesn't really matter. Don't do that, Perfumer mains, because then it completely gets rid of your chances of dodging the next Foggy if you can't see where he is. Seeing where the hunter is, there's like two things about Ripper's trait. It's sort of like a hidden ability that no one talks about, but when a Ripper's invisible, you can't see if he has a Foggy Blade or not. Sure, you can count 20 seconds in your head and guess, but you won't know for sure. It's really hard to do that in the middle of a kite anyway. You're just reducing your chances of dodging the next Foggy. Like, at that point, it has to be that the Ripper is done. That's why Gravekeeper is better. If you're, like, the thing is, if he shoveled right there, he didn't even need to dig underground. If you guys saw my How to Rescue from the Basement guide, you would know that if he was a Gravekeeper, he could just shovel right behind this window. And I would have to vault it to get down that hole, which is really inconvenient for me as a Ripper. Or he could have just not done that. He could have just used the regular path. He could have went down the stairs in a shovel. He would have been completely fine as well. There's just so many things about like First Officer that is like he's so much more inferior to Gravekeeper. There's so many things about it. First Officer is just a bad rescuer compared to others. Yeah, and then like he actually wasn't that bad back in the day. But then Sculptor came out, Bonbon came out. Like, all these very powerful hunters started coming out, and then the survivor side, meanwhile, didn't have powerful survivors coming out. So then you had to start buffing the past ones like crazy. And then forward mercenary exists now because of that. It's kind of sad. That was a beautiful Foggy Blade by me. Why did I even hold on to that for so long? I should have just used it. I should probably build up on that perfumer tip I said from earlier. It's okay to perfume back if you're not about to get hit. But if you're gonna perfume back just to get hit by the Ripper again, then don't do it, because then you're just feeding him presents. Like, someone once told me that it wastes time. That's not a very good reason, unfortunately, because I would actually argue that it's better to not perfume back, because then the hunter is forced to stay at your perfume while you're running back. So if you perfume back, not only are you giving him presents, but you're bringing yourself to the hunter. Like, it's behind it. This is how you should be playing Perfumer against Ripper. You should drop pallets, and if you see them about to swing, like you literally physically see them in their attack animation, then you should perfume to avoid the Ripper Blade. Even if you get hit, it'll be fine because you perfumed. What that perfumer did was not great. She should have just got behind a pallet. You can't rely on perfumes out in the open against Ripper. Darn, I guessed the wrong way. It doesn't really matter at that point. If this was like, if he was coming at like 35%, I would care more about saving that, but honestly I just wanted to rescue immediately. Damn. Because at that point he's coming late to the chair, so I don't care if I miss or hit. Honestly, it's all just to force him to rescue. But I may as well take the shot if I have it. Oh yeah, that's another reason why Entomologist is not that great. Look at where her bees landed versus where she stood. It makes no sense. Her bees went in a completely different direction. I don't know what... How the heck did NetEase even code Entomologist that she's this bad? It's too bad. I got the S skin for her when she came out. You should not be using Broken Windows Coordinator. That is the most redundant thing in this game. And I'll tell you why it's so redundant, because Coordinator is not even that good of a survivor. If you're gonna pick a kiter survivor, if you're gonna pick a survivor to kite with, and you choose Broken Windows Coordinator, it's because you already have 2 rescuers on your team, right? That's the only reason you wouldn't carry Tide on your Coordinator. And is that a solid reason to take Broken Windows? Of course it is. Is that a solid reason to pick Coordinator though? No. If you already have 2 rescuers on your team, you need to be picking a strong survivor, because I'll tell you what happens if you pick Coordinator. This is what happens. She kills you. Blood Queen. You're dead. There's nothing you can do. Your Flirgan can't save you. You really shouldn't be picking Coordinator. End of story. Only if there's not already a second rescuer on the team, or a first rescue. Coordinator is a good first rescuer. I don't mind if a Coordinator rescues first, because back in season 1 and 2, that's exactly what Coordinators did. She was the primary rescuer. So I'm very used to it. But did I pick the wrong mode? I think I picked the wrong mode, because we got a special version of Leo's memory. It's whatever. Coordinator with 369 is best. There you go. I agree with that, Colton. If you're gonna pick Coordinator, it should always be with Tide Turner. If you're ever gonna carry Broken Windows on her, just pick a better kiter. If you do have Tide Turner on Coordinator, make sure it's with Pallet Boost, because the Coordinator without Pallet Boost, like, I'll be impressed if you kite well with that, because honestly, there's so many hunters that just completely destroy Coordinator. Even if it's not blocking, if it's Sculptor, Bonbon, those hunters, those Pallet Boosts are really important against hunters like that, because those hunters can't really speed themselves up in any way. Or I guess Sculptor's a little bit different, because she can use statures from far. Dude, Sculptor in general is like, I don't know. Go friendly? Dude, I don't play Hunter to be friendly. I play for a real match. No offense to the friendly hunters. Jeez, that was an early rescue. 25%. I guess he rescued because I left the chair. Which is actually an alright time to rescue. You just have to be really careful about the hunter coming back, because if they come back, then it's redundant to rescue so quickly. You have to make sure, like, for sure that they're leaving someone else behind. That actually reached. My Foggy Blade didn't come out. I tapped the attack button. I'm calling bull on that. I tapped attack. The Foggy Blade should have came out. And then if it did come out, it would have hit him. That's a guarantee. Slight time loss, which isn't preferable, but I guess we're making up for it since the cowboy didn't drop the doctor. If he just dropped the doctor, that wouldn't have happened. He would have survived. I'm not gonna shoot at Foggy at GP. Although if you do lasso me, yeah, because I'm not like most strippers. A smart survivor will expect you to Foggy Blade. That's why I didn't go for it. I could just blink her. And there's no way he can lasso her in time because instant lassos are removed. He needs 2 seconds at least. I don't know how I feel about that power boost. I feel like that's a waste of a power boost right there. Is that gonna make it? No, it's not gonna make it. I missed slightly. I mean, overall, you can tell this cowboy knows what he's doing. Well, I know who's rescuing and I know where they're coming from, so it's not a big deal. Because they're gonna have to leave their site for now. Which is fine by me. Oh no, that's actually a mechanic, so that might be a robot working. That would be really bad then. Okay, I have to go back then. I have to watch it. Mechanic ruins so many things. Not here. Probably right here then. No. Oh, I feel bad for that cowboy. That cipher's primed. So I just need to find this person. If I could find them, that would be great. Yes, he thought I would Foggy Blade. Nope, not in my house. I don't do that. Is that not primed? Where is the pup? Oh, did the robot run out? That would be so sad if the robot ran out. Yeah, the robot definitely ran out. It's shaking now, but it's clearly not primed. I'm gonna make sure to break the pallet from this side so she's stuck in this area. You guys see what I did there? Now she can't transition to the magician's chair. She can't go in that corner over there. She is stuck with this pallet because I decided to go around. And since she has to go around with me, now I can break the pallet from this outside. So she can't just leave the area. Miki should be back by now. Oh yeah, Miki, are you here? Miki's in the chat. There he is. I thought that was Miki. I'm sorry, Brian. He's probably gonna start the match right away too. Oh. Somehow Miki ended up in the room. Alright, let's get this started. Water is good for your skin. What kind of advice is that? No duh. Thank you, Colton. Any advice is good advice. It absorbs. I don't know if it absorbs. I don't know about that. I don't think we're sponges. I mean, maybe a little bit. I would hope that my skin is watertight. You see many Chinese players playing dock with broken windows and tie turner because basically without borrowed time. Oopsie, darn it. I accidentally refreshed the stream. I have to find that comment again. You see many Chinese players playing dock with broken windows and tie turner basically without borrowed time. What do you think about that? I don't know. First off, I'd like to meet who these players are, because there is this big stereotype going around that, I swear, this stereotype has been going around for 2 years that Chinese players are just better than NAEU players. It's such a sad stereotype, but just because they're Chinese players doesn't mean they're good players. First of all, let's make that clear. And I want to know who these players are before I make comments about that, because if it's not a top tier player that knows what they're doing, then like, there's no need to criticize them. They're low, like, players who don't know what they're doing. They're just testing stuff out. I'm not gonna attack them for it. Or I guess the better word is criticize. What's here are those dock players at them? I'm trying to. I hope I don't miss the response. Yeah, the thing is, even if you tell me even if you tell me the rank, I still want to know how long they've been playing this game, because the thing about me is I don't care what the rank anyone is. I want to see them play. I want to know how long they've played. Like, to me, the rank doesn't matter, especially during coronavirus times, where people who have online school can just completely skip their online school and then play rank matches. And even though they might be worse players, they'll still have a higher rank than me because they're playing more rank sessions. They're playing twice as many matches as me, or like some other person who's only doing 1 match per day. 1 session per day, I should say. It's ranks. I swear, ranks the past few seasons have been completely worthless because of this. Like, they don't even mean that much anymore because of that. Because of how everyone plays afternoons. Why top players always use default skin? This is my favorite skin. You should see my collection of A and S skins for Mercenary, and I don't like any of them. You know what? I lie. I like Clarity. I legit like Clarity. It's just that Clarity is, you know, I always somehow end up going back to default. I don't know why. Ollivander's coming, alright. I'm cool with that. I think he has Tide Turner. That must be what's up. Some of you OGs will know that Ollivander used to be my rank partner. Before Troy was Ollivander, he was the rank partner. He was the rank partner for afternoon sessions. I still played evenings with Hokage, of course. Although if Hokage ever didn't show up one time, then, you know, I would play with Ollivander. I've played this game for 2.5 years, and I've only had a total of 4 different trusted rank duos ever. They have been Hokage up, and that's a problem. They have been Hokage. We can actually do this now because he left the chair. Oh no, he didn't. He moves so fast. That's so sad. I screwed up. If I was focusing on the game, I would show myself early. Because, like, that's actually not a big deal if someone dies by the chair. You guys will have seen me do this on other streams. All you have to do is, if someone dies by the chair, and then the hunter picks them up in balloons, you're not screwed as mercenary, or, like, as a rescuer. What you have to do is you have to come to the chair a little bit earlier, and just walk away from the chair. I came to the chair too late. Because it takes at least 15 seconds to struggle out. So I screwed up there. If I was focusing, I would have came at like 50%. And then I would have baited the hunter to start picking up the explorer. And then the explorer would struggle free. And then I can rescue the pieces. And we would be in a much better position. And I wouldn't have gotten double hit. Or hit at all for that matter. But because I made that mistake, this is a very classic mercenary mistake that I see people doing, and they don't even realize it either. They think that they're helpless, which is the sad part. When in fact there is actually a counter. I just didn't show it properly, cause I suck. Actually, you won't believe this, but at one point there were S tier unlock cards in this game. It was for a we can't even surrender. It was actually for a it was an event. It was like a play event. It was about a year ago, I think, where it was basically like a lottery system. If you got lucky, you would get an S skin unlock card. My friend actually got it. One of my friends that I talk with a lot actually did get it. And I was like thinking, is that even a real thing? And it is in fact a real thing. He did get it, and he did unlock an S skin with it. I forgot which one. I don't think he was able to unlock like limited skins. So skins like his favorite skin of all time was the Evil Eye Host, but he couldn't unlock it because it's limited. Every time I used it in rank duo hunter with him, he would get so jealous. No. It's not a gacha system. What it was is that it was a play event. So like you submitted your lineups of play characters, but it was kind of stupid because you were limited, and then I kind of figured out that it doesn't even matter what your what you picked. It's just like a lottery. It was free. You either like 10 players got 10 skin cards, And then 100 players got like 8 unlock cards. Yeah, it was complicated. We have a coordinator. I don't recognize this player. We really need a rescuer. I will go Gravekeeper because we need a rescuer. We need a second rescuer. Darn, someone remembers I was a Cord main. No one remembers I was a Cord main anymore. Dance in the snow, you're so jealous. Oh, hold up. Hold up, guys. I gotta pull out my Dance in the Snow next game. It used to be so much more uglier. It was actually gifted to me. And since it was gifted to me, I liked it a lot more. But it's also the only gift I ever got, for the record. But I feel bad when someone gives me things, because then that's like money that I feel like they're wasting on me, especially since I don't use money on myself. Guys, I'm so cheap that I don't even use money on myself. I don't even treat myself. That's how cheap I am. Maybe it's because I don't have a bank account or credit card or anything like that to use online. maybe it's that. Maybe it's that I can't even use my money online because the only money I have is physical money. Maybe it's that, maybe. But it's also because I just don't want to spend it. It used to look so much worse back in the day, dancing with me. That's good and sad at the same time. What emotes did you guys get for the Christmas event? Yeah, what did you guys get? Because I'm saving mine. If someone finds a video of like all the emotes, I wanna see it, because the only one I've seen so far is the violinist one, and I really like the violinist Christmas emote. And I can only choose one, so I want to pick the best one. I'm probably gonna pick violinist because it's actually kind of soothing. All of them are pretty boring. I think violinist is pretty cool because it's the only one where the violin noise effect makes sense. Was that a fail excitement? I think that was a fail excitement. I don't think she actually shot. Which is good, because then that's a wasted excitement. I don't need to work on the cipher, I don't think. I think Mechanic's working on one already. I don't really know where it is, though. I have to go rescue anyway. I have to go rescue and hope that we're gonna get these ciphers done in time. Hopefully chair timer plus tide will be long enough. I'm gonna do... Let's see if we just tentacle him a little bit. Nope, that's pretty much impossible to do as a gatekeeper. Okay, took the hit, that's fine, that's good, that's good. It's not impossible to do as Gravekeeper. I actually did it once in the tournament, on the summer tournament, but what I mean is that many tentacles, it's just, there's no way, the game kind of picks at random which tentacle it's going to throw at you. If the feaster uses the curse mark and you're by all 3 tentacles, I'm pretty sure it's random. They'll just pick, I mean, it should pick the closest one, but then again, I feel you could make an argument for which one was the closest. Oh my gosh, Miki is trying to kill me. No, 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 don't throw me out. I have a special. This could be used to body block. Never mind, we don't need it. I swear, Miki, don't throw me out. This shovel is really valuable. Wow, did you guys see how much points I just got? I got 0 points that game. What the heck? What was that deduction? I only got 4,700. What the heck? I don't get points for leaving through the gate in a shovel? Is that what happens? I don't know what happened there. You should get more points than that. What the heck? That's like the amount of points you get after a bad kite. That was such a good rescue, Psyche. Like, it's really not that difficult. Like, against Feaster, if you can try to dodge the tentacles, but if you don't, just spam the rescue button, because you're not dodging a second one. It's very unlikely, and look who we have here. Would you look at that? It's our old pal. Song. Let's see what he picks. The point system is weird. You should get 1,200 points for leaving out the game. I'm kind of like, where did it go? Did I not get it? I swear, you should be able to get it. It doesn't really matter. I guess it matters that I got the lowest deduction, so I only got 9 points instead of like 10, 11, 12. Troy is being a dick. Sorry for the language. The points are telling you you're trash at the game. The points is like, oh, play chord. I don't want to play chord. I swear I do. I swear I have the skin, but it's not a good idea to play coordinator, because what if they go block queen? That's the biggest issue. You get points based off how much you decode, and then you get the most points for rescuing and leaving out the gate. So, I don't know. Strange. Definitely strange stuff. Because I believe I did that game. I rescued and then I left out the game. I don't know. It's not a big deal anyway. Like, that was gonna be my... That's my... I just needed any amount of points to promote. Or, like... This is the promotion match, to be more specific. Did I promote already? I don't remember. Actually, I think I promoted last game, so I think it did matter. I think last match was the promotion match, so... Getting more than 9 points would have mattered. Because it helps out for the next ring. You feel like they should give you points for individual performance? Yeah, it does. That's actually exactly how it works. It's based off your individual performance. So I just got 857 points for decoding. You get points for performing a rescue. You get points for kiting, but only if you do a really good kite. If you don't do a good kite, you're not going to get a lot of points. But if you manage to survive the whole game and your team wins, then I think you get the most points out of all of your teammates. I believe you do. Unless you are carried by a forward. Because then forward is getting a ton of points for every stun he does, and then forward will get the best deduction. The game, that's exactly how the game works. It's based off of who did the most work. Sometimes Mechanic gets the highest deduction because she does so much decoding, and on top of that, she might even be able to rescue every once in a while. They should count an escape as individual win. They sort of do that. They do it in a different way than you would expect, Colton. I don't know if you knew this, but if 4 people die in a match, then everyone loses -8 points. Plus whatever they gain based off their deduction. But if one survivor escapes, whether that be through the gate or through the dungeon, then everyone only loses 6 points, which is a big difference. Everyone, not just the person who escaped. So it does matter. That's actually I used to think that going for the rescue when you're gonna lose anyway is better than just leaving, because it's not gonna make a difference. You're still gonna lose even if you aren't gonna try. But it does make a difference. Your whole team loses 2 less points. And then they gain bonus points for how high their deduction was. So if you got the lowest deduction out of all 4 survivors, then you only get +1 point. If you got the best deduction, on the other hand, you get +8. Oops, not +8, +4. If you win the match, you get +8. Everyone gets +8. And then you get bonus points based off your deduction. It's like a ranking system. 4th place gets the least amount of deduction, 1st place gets the most. Hunter is kept separate. I don't know how Hunter points works because I don't play Hunter, and Hunter's points are not based off of Survivor's points. I don't believe so. But the amount of points you gain after a rank match depends on every other survivor. So although your individual deduction is kept separate, the game at the end then compares everyone's deduction and gives you more or less points depending on how you compare it to everyone else on the team. It's kind of strange, but at the same time, it's 90% of the time it's fair. Back in like season 1 through 5, or even more past that, I think, even back then in like season 8 possibly, the way it used to work is that the decoders the rescuers would always get all the points, and the decoders would never get points. The kiter would get second best points, even though they did all the heavy lifting. If you played rescuer, you would always get the most points, especially if you were mercenary. If you picked mercenary, you very often did more than one rescue, and plus it's more than likely you escape through the exit gate because of your elbow pads, or the dungeon, or like something, you know? That wasn't the best activation, but who cares? Even if he hit that, I was gonna vault the pallet anyway. Was that a good shovel? Let me just tell you, no, that was not a good shovel. I just wanted to play safe, but it turns out playing safe was actually more risky than just seeing which side the hunter goes on. And Troy's gonna be a total jerk, even though he decodes slower than me. We're gonna wait on Miki, cause never mind. He died. I still do have Tide, and he actually does last longer than the. No, I'm pretty sure you can't. I'm pretty sure you can't last with Tide. No, you can't. You should be able to, but if he comes here, I'm just gonna leave. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave. I don't want to risk it. If he didn't come here, I would go for it, because then Tide Tuner will protect us to the gate. I think it should. I can't remember if 20 seconds is long enough. It should be. It should be. He can if he has elbow pads. But I'm like talking about myself. Like, what about the other person who did the rescue? They don't have elbow pads. Will they make it to the gate? It's redundant if both people can't escape. Then you may as well just leave. How did the foggy hit nothing? It hit the side of the wall, that's why. He missed his foggy. I still don't think it would have done anything because then I could have used the speed boost to go to a different pallet that wasn't already dropped. It would be embarrassing. What do I think about the new geisha? She's alright, but like survivors that how do I word this? Basically, geisha still has the same problem. If you try to her only way of attacking you is a basic attack hit. She doesn't have no recovery hit, so she can't do basically what I'm saying is she doesn't really have any way of well, she could outplay survivors with the butterfly, but in terms of attacking survivors, you can never really outplay them. Perfumer will always perfume for every hit you do. Mercer will always elbow pad away right as you use a butterfly. Forward will football away. Her only way of attacking is a basic hit, and that's a big problem when it comes to survivors that can tank multiple hits, such as Seer, because then for every hit you do, you have to wait for a whole recovery hit. And if you were to pick something like Sculptor, Bonbon, even Spider or Ripper, who have ways of doing little bits of damage without triggering attack recovery, even they will do better against those types of survivors that just take multiple hits to kill. Like Geisha is overall better, but against the top survivors, she's still gonna struggle hard. Assuming the survivors are good players, of course. Wu-Chang can't double hit, but he's still good. Wu-Chang is not good, for the record. Wu-Chang is not good. In terms of meta hunters, Wu-Chang is the worst one. I don't even know why people use him in the first place, because he's not a good hunter to begin with. You're gonna get destroyed by survivors who are actually good. He only seems good because the survivors are bad. If you get actual good survivors who use their abilities properly, who ping that the hunter has changed target, who can save abilities properly as well, and not just constantly... What is Miki on about? And not just constantly waste them, then it's gonna be really tough. A good umbrella gives her free hit? Nope. Nope, that is not how it works. There are a lot of things that, like, on paper, it seems like a good idea, but in reality, that doesn't work. A good mercenary will have the good reflexes, and they'll always elbow path faster than your umbrella. Like, if you umbrella on them, they'll always elbow path faster than you can hit them. And I can say that because I've done it several times against Wu-Changs. It just doesn't work. If it's a perfumer, she's just gonna perfume. If it's a seer, then he knows that you're coming. He's not gonna go to a cipher. Really, the only things that Wu-Chang is good against is if you play like a survivor that can't protect from a hit. And either way, those survivors are not S tier for that reason, because they can't protect from multiple hits. Prospector, Enchantress, top players won't play survivors like that because they're already struggling against Blood Queen. And the meta is Blood Queen. You have to watch out for Blood Queen. So people are going to pick anti-Blood Queen characters. And it just so happens that the characters that are anti-Blood Queen are also anti Wu Chang and anti Geisha, because similar to how Blood Queen only has one form of attack, Geisha and Wu Chang also only have one form of attack. So then those hunters that can those survivors that can outrun the hunter or just tank hits, they will simultaneously also counter hunters like Wu Chang and Geisha, and it's I don't recommend it. If you're facing in a tournament scene, like, if you don't believe me, go to a tournament, go to some sort of tournament and see how many times Wu Chang was played. And for every time that Wu Chang was played, not just look at how many times he was played, but look at if they won, if they tied, or if they lost. And if they tied, I want you to look carefully at the match and see how exactly did they tie. Did they tie by being strong, being a very strong pursuit hunter in the early game, or just getting lucky in the late game? Because that's what it comes down to with Wu Chang. Are you lucky in the late game? Well, I don't know. Do you feel like being lucky today? Some days you will be lucky. Some days the survivors will just predict you. They'll ping each other correctly. Sometimes they'll be on voice chat, all four of them together. Because some, no kidding, some survivors actually will do that. They will purposefully team up with four people that they know, and they will all be on voice chat. Those are what the extra sweaty people do. I don't know why the Seer isn't using his self-revive. He should have used it right there, because it's a waste of time for me to come heal him. Like, I'm not doing that. He could have picked himself earlier, but hey, now I'm not gonna help him for sure, because I'm trying to buy him. If you're against undead, yeah, right there, that was a good use of it, because that's when the hunter left. And the thing about this hunter is that he has to leave the survivor that he knocked down to chase a different survivor and pressure the ciphers, but then the person can just revive themselves. It's basically like rescuing yourself off the rocket chair, and it's the most efficient thing to do in most times. It's way more efficient than having someone else heal you, because then all three servers are still being worked on. And you guys can sort of see how this hunter is struggling, because he didn't ban mechanic. We have more than 3 ciphers being worked on. We have 4 ciphers being worked on. It's kind of crazy. I'm not sticking around for that. That's just a disaster waiting to be happened, and Miki is doing something. He's messing around. Let's see what he's got. He's got impact, full impact. Okay. Full impact. He's got deteriorate, he's got panic, so he's very heavy on the up build. He may or may not have detention. I don't know for sure. We'll have to see if he uses a trump card. Most likely he isn't, because he's carrying teleport, so I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say yes. Yo, Miki, could you heal me? Because, like, I could body block. Or not, okay. You have a different lookout because you're still Griffin and Wu Chang is a good hunter. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna lie. He is a good hunter in low tier. There is a reason he's used so much, because survivors don't ping each other. Survivors use things like Dancer that just get destroyed by a surprise umbrella. You know, it's no surprise. It's actually, I would actually recommend using Wu Chang when you see survivors like that, because it's, especially if it's moonlit. Geez, like, why not? Go for it. It's just in the serious zone where survivors will have proper reflexes and they'll have proper communication. They don't even need voice chat. They could say hunter change target, but voice chat just makes it so much worse, because they can be so much more specific about it. It's like, I don't know what to say about it, honestly. Go for it if you want. I don't recommend it. Healing equals break your head on a wall with a magnet. Psyche, why don't you like voice chat in your rank? Well, it's just preference. If you guys want to get really good at Identity 5, I would recommend voice chat. It's going to be a lot slower getting better at Identity 5 and learning to communicate if you don't use voice chat. And plus, it's a very important skill in a tournament setting, being able to just automatically communicate with your teammates while hiding. That's a tough skill to learn. I would totally recommend it. Why don't I use it though? It all just comes down to personal preference. It's mostly because I like to play the game in the comfort of my living room, and the rest of my family is also in the living room. I don't like to play in my bedroom. I don't like that. I only do it for streams, so I can commentate and I can talk. But I still won't voice chat with... I mean, I guess I could, but it would be really tough because I don't have a second device that makes good audio for you guys to hear the other person. Which is a different problem, but it's really down to personal preference. I just like the game better when I'm just on my own. Because then, when I'm on my own, the only... I just like the comfort of and that quietness of being myself in my own head in rank. That's why I like rank. That's why I find rank kind of relaxing, because I don't do it with other people. I do it with myself. That's why I keep coming back to it. If I did voice chat every day, I would get very sick of it very quickly. That's my preference. Also, on top of it, it's also because I can't do it in the living room, which is where I'm most comfortable. Your call if you want to do voice chat or not. That's just my preference. Hey dude, do you recommend Postman or the Dancer? I'm having trouble deciding what support character I should play. That's a tough one. They're both... They're both... How do I put this? They're both meh characters. If you want to support your teammates, I think Postman does a much better job at it. But it's still a little bit circumstantial. But hey, dude, that extra decode is really nice with Postman. And with Female Dancer, you kind of have to... You have to follow your teammates and put boxes down and assume your teammate's not transitioning away. I would go with Postman. I'm sure the chat could help you out as well. Do you trust your duo too? They're like randoms. Oh, sorry, you're probably not talking to me. My bad, someone was probably having a conversation with someone else. Dancer is better at kiting and decoding. Maybe. Because the thing about Postman is if you get a decode letter like 3 times in a row, that's really good value. That's great if you can manage to pull that off. It's a little bit luck dependent. Like I can't really recommend either character if I'm being honest. Neither of those are really great picks. I would much rather you pick something like Priestess as a support character. Plus, it's a lot of fun being able to troll around the Hunter with your portals. That's up to preference, of course. But given the options, I would pick Postman. I don't like how someone's going to heal Miki, because watch, the Hunter's probably gonna... The Hunter's timing when they return to the Survivor. Percy players will time. They'll have an estimate for when someone's about to get up, so... they'll come back right as they predict someone's about to be at like 90% healing, because once they're 90% healing, the survivor or the hunter could just completely start chasing someone else. But what I'm trying to say is a good Percy user will come back to their survivor because they don't want to completely just target different people, because then they'll lose for sure. They want to pressure, but they don't want to change targets either. You see, now this hunter is going to have trouble because now he can't find the seer. And now the magician can just get up. Boom. And that's actually amazing. That's great value. The fact that he can pick himself up and I can keep decoding, that's amazing. That's essentially like rescuing yourself off the rocket chair. That's amazing if you could rescue yourself off the rocket chair consistently. I know in Dead by Daylight you can do it, but it's like a 3% chance or something. But in this game, it's... Oh, why do I have that? Oh my gosh, I thought I had the wrong build for a second. that was the window boost. I think Miki still has his self-revive, if I'm correct. And plus he's chasing someone else. Magician's actually really good against Percy. It's like a whole body block shield. Yo, Miki, do you not have a self-revive? He did. Okay. I don't know why he was waiting, because, like, he was gonna die no matter what. Like, no matter how long you wait, once you pass the red line, you're gonna die immediately. Oh, hello. Can I make it to before the red line? I should. No, I was a little bit too late. It's whatever. Even if I did make it before the red line, he would still be dead immediately. Like, actually, I think you get like an extra second too. Crap. I guess I'm gonna stay here now since it's probably gonna be faster to decode this cipher than decode a whole new one. I'm just gonna decode. We should decode because the person... Yep. Now that Miki went down, now we should heal. But I just wanted to see if he would survive. He doesn't need me. He wants the magician. What's the impact? 25%. This is probably the same hunter. No, it's actually... Well, it might be the same hunter, but he's using a different build. Oh, no, never mind. He's got panic. This is the same hunter. Because last game, the guy before also had panic. He's dead. Darn. Still, it's high. I would prefer a win. It's whatever. Same guy. Okay. Seki, what do you think about the new spectator being allowed in tournaments? I specifically turned it off because I don't like it. Plus, I feel like it's a little bit of cheating. I don't understand why it's allowed. I feel like it's slightly cheating. Because then... Well, think about it this way. What about hunters like Dreamwitch that don't have a terror radius, but... Because I don't know how that new spectator option works. The hunter's actually invisible to the spectator. Unless they're chasing someone. And it's like, then you can see the hunter within a certain meter radius. But then it gets complicated because then the spectator can specifically tell the person where the hunter is going. And like, now hunters like Ripper can't really do their job as well fooling with the red light, because then the spectator can easily communicate which direction they're actually heading. And like, the other problem is Dreamwitch. You know, Dreamwitch doesn't have a terror radius, but she still needs to get close to the survivor. So can the spectator like see the Dreamwitch servant ahead of time before they even activate the terror radius? It's a little bit complicated. I don't know. I don't think it should be allowed. I don't even know why they introduced it in the game. Oh, do I think the new spectator mode will be allowed in tournaments? No, I don't think so. Sorry, I misunderstood the question. I don't think the new spectator mode should be allowed. But hey, who am I to judge? I'm not the judge. Yeah, spectators should have never been added. That's kind of cheating. Hold up, let me ruin the mood real quick. Time to ruin this mood. Oh my gosh, look at Boomer Psyche. He doesn't know where the emojis are. Oh, this is the North American server, NAEU.